Good evening, everyone. More high school graduates in Missouri are skipping college and going straight into the workforce. That's according to a new report from the University of Missouri.
The same report says that presents an opportunity for employers to set up their workers for future success. Madison Orchard's live in the studio now with more details.
Jeff, Kathy, researchers at MU say Missouri's young worker population is shrinking, making it more important than ever for employers to train and give employees room to grow. I spoke to one local business owner who's doing just that. You'll find a lot of fresh faces behind the counter here at Ronnie's Mac and Cheese Bar in Cape Girardeau. Owner Grace Keene says among her young employees, there's a mix. Some are seeking higher education, and some want to make a career in the restaurant business.
We honestly have a pretty 50-50 ratio. A lot of our flexible scheduling is really popular with like college kids or high school kids, but we do have a management development program that if you are serious and you want to go into the restaurant industry full-time, we have that option as well.
Keene says their management development program gives employees all the skills they need to eventually run their own restaurant one day. No degree needed.
Skills in our management program, they range from anywhere from like marketing, because we do a lot of social media marketing, that's our bread and butter, to anything with labor and scheduling, controlling labor costs, food management, inventory management, and daily operations.
MU Extension Assistant Professor Alan Spell says the management program is an example of upskilling employees.
Upskilling is a kind of a soft term to talk about bringing your skills up to a higher level that helps you advance your career. We want to make sure we don't forget about the need to keep upskilling those people with different alternative trainings. A lot of training that we get is on the job, but it doesn't always happen where it hits all the things that folks need for career investment, like leadership training, like digital skills training and stuff like that.
Spell says these kinds of programs are important for Missouri's future economy. The report found Missouri lost 21,000 workers between the ages of 16 and 24 within a 5-year period.
We don't have a lot of other youth coming in to replace them over time as our population slows.
There's the cheese bowl.
Keene says programs like this one at Ronnie's can help fill the gap.
It's important to develop people and carry on the next generation and help people develop themselves and what they want to do.
Alan Spell encourages businesses to go into high schools to talk about the career pathways available to students. Jeff.
All right, Madison, thank you. Southeast Missouri State University is also pushing students to enter the workforce more quickly with the state's first ever 90 credit hour bachelor's degree. Students can earn a degree of science, a Bachelor of Science in criminal justice with 25% less coursework. The program launched in April of this year and is expected to save students more than $10,000. The university also approved reduced credit hour degrees in chemistry and communications in their recent Fearlessly Forward plan. You can learn more about their updated offerings online at cmo.edu.